Okay, so when you see the cup on top of Serapis' head, and you see today the chalice with the wine in it, and which also extends to Bacchus, it also extends to Dionysus. We're gonna get off of that. This is where the Eucharist comes from. Now, that's right there is Constantine. And when you talk about Catholicism, that's where Catholicism started. It started with Constantine. Don't want to hear nothing about no goddamn Peter. Okay? Did not start with Peter. Constantine, and so Peter is non-existent any goddamn way. Okay? There is no Peter at the, I never heard Constantine even speak about Peter. You see, because there is no Bible at that time. You see what I'm saying? There is no Jesus in Serapis. They have no literature. Okay? There is no literature on the Bible. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. You don't have no mass production of any Bibles in that time. Okay? Prove it. We just proved that the Dead Sea Scrolls was a lie. Okay? They don't have no literature from the ancient world. And you got to quit letting them play on you. Looking at this timeline, you see that in 313, Imperial Christian, okay, you see Council of Nicaea 325, you see the early Byzantine in the Western Rome Empire 476, you know what I'm saying? You see some of these dates here that we're going to get off into. I'm going to make them much more clear as we move along. Now, this is the dangers of Christian. Now, listen to this. But this is going to clear up some things on this Peter and this Pope shit immediately. Because until the time of Constantine, Christianity was Serapis worship. Okay, and Serapis was the Christ. Okay, Serapis was the Christ. Okay, he was the Eucharistos. He was the Savior. Okay, wasn't no Jesus. Okay, so you see that the dangers faced by the Christians in Rome meant that they had to meet in secret. Okay, they usually use underground tombs as they were literally out of sight. Rome had a large number of poor people within its population, and Christianity continued to grow. Okay, in AD 313, the Emperor Constantine made Christianity legal, and for the first time, okay? And for the first time, okay, they were allowed to openly worship. Now that's key, because I'm gonna come right on over here and I'm gonna click back. This is in St. Peter's Basilica, the Vatican City. You see all these goddamn popes, and it starts with Peter in 67, 64, whatever one, and it goes down to 80, to all the successive popes. And the question I'm gonna ask is how they got goddamn popes in Rome at the time that Christianity was outlawed. You see what I'm saying? Right there, that should just open up right there and say, well, where the fuck was he at? Where was he at? And, underground, some goddamn, how the fuck you gonna have an institution and it's outlawed? Y'all busy trying to keep y'all ass alive, letting on have a pope in the institution. So that show you right there, they lying like a motherfucker. Ain't no goddamn pope. It's no Peter. Let's be clear about that. But we'll argue that at a different time. Okay? And so go back and it says in AD 313, the Emperor Constantine made Christianity legal. Okay? And for the first time, they were allowed to openly worship. Okay? Now, I don't even have to, I'm going to come right on out of that. And so when you go to the Catholic Church, you see that they say that Peter was the first pope, and from that point on, the Roman Catholic Church was an institution. Now, we're going to see that when Constantine adopted Serapis worship, okay, when he adopted Serapis worship, he wasn't in Rome. He moved his capital to Constantinople. Okay? And you see right there, Constantinople is at the top. It's in the red part. That's his new capital, named after himself. Now, he established that city in 324 AD, and it was dedicated to him in 330 AD. It was named after him, Constantinople. Okay? And you see that you got two parts of the Roman Empire. You got the Western Roman Empire ruled by Rome, and you got the Eastern Roman Empire ruled at Constantinople. Okay? And so Constantinople is the capital of the Roman Empire, not Rome at this time. Okay? And so let me come over here. This church right here is the Hagia Sophia. Okay? Now, this is the world's first Christian church. Ain't no Roman, ain't no Peter, ain't no Peter's Basilica, none of that. That shit don't exist. If Constantine moved his capital to Constantinople, then you should understand that that was the seat of Serapis worship. That was the seat. That's where, and the head of the Hagia Sophia was the Papa, was the head of the church, was the head of Catholicism. Okay? And we're gonna prove that. And that right there is Justinian, okay, who constructed that church. Okay? And he constructed that church, if I'm not mistaken, he constructed that church in 537. Okay? 537 AD. And from 537 to 1453 AD, that was the seat of power for the Catholic Church. There is no basilica in fucking Rome of no damn Catholic church. St. Peter's Basilica was finished in 1626. Okay? In 1626. And even if they did have a basilica in Rome, you understand, previous of that, it still wasn't the seat of power. Okay, that's the you see St. Peter's Basilica, that came in 1626. But the Hagia Sophia came in 537. Okay, and this was the Catholic Christian seat of power, and the bishop, the patriarch of the Hagia Sophia, was the head of Catholic Church. Damn facts. And so you looking at Turkey, and you see that Constantinople, which is modern day Istanbul, is in Turkey. It's modern day Turkey. And when you go into so-called, Revelations, which we understand to be written much later, you see that the 7 churches of Revelations is in Turkey. Okay? When you're looking at all of the ecumenical councils, okay, you see the first council, and that's when they're trying to argue out the rules of Serapis worship. See, they in trouble because you done took from ancient Egypt, the religion of ancient Egypt, and you trying to Romanize it. You're trying to Romanize it. And so everybody is fighting on how the story should go. They ain't got no story yet. If they had a goddamn Bible, they wouldn't be arguing over the shit. Why would the hell they be having all these? If you got a Bible with all the rules and regulations, what the fuck is the councils for? They don't have no book. So you see that Nicaea, you see the Council of Nicaea, you see the Second Council, which Ecumenical Council, Constantinople. You see they got the Council of Ephesus, you got the Council of Chalcedon. All of that is in Byzantium. All of that is in the eastern portion of the Roman Empire. If Rome was the capital of Europe, of Christianity, Don't you think that all those ecumenical councils should have been at St. Peter's? Why would the hell they be having all these ecumenical councils in Byzantium, huh? If St. Peter's and the Pope in Rome is running goddamn the Catholic Church. That right there should be a red flag up right there. Okay? So this is where they're starting to formulate what you know of today as Jesus the Christ. Okay? Now, this is the church it's Istanbul today, but it's Constantinople. Hagia, Irene. And this is where the first council of Constantinople took place. So I'm showing you exactly where this is the Church of Mary in Ephesus. It's no longer standing, but this is where the third council took place. Okay? And so as we can see that, after, the burning of the great library, the fall of the Ptolemies, okay, in 30 BC, the last Cleopatra, she fell to the Roman Empire. At that point, the Romans was done with that. They was done with the Alexandria, and so they packed up what they wanted from Alexandria, and they moved it to Constantinople, from the Serapium to the Hagia Sophia. So in Alexandria, the Serapium was the source of power for the Ptolemies. In Constantinople, the Hagia Sophia was the center of power. Okay? And this is where Serapis became Jesus.